An investigation is underway in Zionsville after several people report having their credit card information stolen. We'll tell you what police are saying.
It's not just about items, it's about somebody actually caring.
Making sure students and families are fed over Thanksgiving break. The school now stepping in.
Several topics we need to discuss. First, a high wind watch. When to expect gusts of 50 miles per hour.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Now at 5, a Zionsville mother is warning others tonight after someone stole her debit card information and made hundreds of dollars worth of purchases across the country.
With holiday shopping ramping up, RTV6's Megan Santorum is working for you and found out how it may have happened and how to protect yourself.
It's a crime that can happen to anyone, anytime you swipe your card. Account numbers stolen and used by others, often for very pricey purchases. Lindsay Maldonado says it just happened to her this weekend. She says her debit card got declined, so she checked her account balance.
I had exactly $0.
And even though she had her card in her purse, someone else was using it.
It said there's a transaction for $500 and then another one for like $300. That was just not my spending.
She believes she's the victim of a skimming device. Thieves place them on or in card readers to get your account information from the magnetic strip. When she posted about it on Facebook, at least 7 other people in Zionsville responded and said they too had unrecognized purchases on their card.
This isn't something that happens, every day here, so it was kind of surprising, and then just the alarms, went off for everybody.
Zionsville police say they are investigating this case. Maldonado says she's not sure where the skimming device was placed, but she's warning others to be alert. Experts recommend inspecting the machine before you swipe your card. Skimming devices can be placed anywhere, even somewhere as simple as a car wash.
We'll be okay. It's just something to think about. There's people out there that are like opportunists. They're just waiting for, an easy, quick way to get ahead.
Tonight at 6, we'll have more tips on how to protect yourself and steps some local businesses are taking as well to keep your information safe. Working for you, Megan Santorum, RTV6.
Metro Police are investigating a shooting at an East Side hotel that has left a man in critical condition. It happened around 7:45 this morning at the Days Inn at East 21st Street and North Post Road. Officers tell us they found a man who had been shot several times in a stairwell at the hotel. Police do not believe the shooting was random, but at this time they don't have any suspects. If you think you know anything about what happened, you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. In the last hour, RTV6 has learned new information regarding that serious ambulance crash in Blackford County. Several people are seriously hurt after the ambulance slammed into the back of a tractor trailer, including the ambulance driver and 2 other paramedics. The patient did not sustain any additional injuries, and the truck driver was not hurt. The Blackford County Sheriff said the ambulance was on an emergency transport to Muncie around 10 o'clock this morning when that crash happened. The sheriff said the ambulance was trying to pass the semi, which was turning near State Road 300 South and Indiana 3. The ambulance ran into the back of the semi's trailer. The crash remains under investigation.
Now, the Storm Team 6 Tracking Center with meteorologist Kevin Gregory. It's a Monday, you could tell.
It's a great
Monday. But it's a beautiful Monday.
Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
I was hiding something. There's the big reveal. How about that? 58 for the high temperature today. Not a record, but certainly a beautiful way to start Thanksgiving week. Let's talk about what's happening. A lot on the menu, as I've mentioned, not on the menu for eating, but the meteorological menu. Temperatures will make quite a swing here by the end of the week. 50 in Fort Wayne, temperatures down to the south along the Ohio River. 61 in Evansville. We're still 55 degrees. Nice little glow on the northern horizon. Obviously sun setting here in the west in minutes between now and 9 o'clock. Temperatures will change very little. We're in the 50s through the evening hours. It's probably not until about 9 o'clock that our temperature will back off and fall into the upper 40s. During the morning hours tomorrow, clouds around, showers begin to develop by early afternoon. That's at 1 o'clock. By the time we get to 7, the first wave of showers comes through. We'll talk about thunderstorm potential, when the wind gusts really kick in, and what to expect traveling Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Columbus-based Cummins is slashing about 2,000 jobs worldwide. The company cites slumping demand for its products as the reason behind the move. Cummins has 62,000 employees with about 10,000 at its Indiana facilities. It's not known how many cuts will be in Indiana.
A local school is stepping up out of concern for students and parents who might struggle to provide for their families during the holidays. A school in a struggling neighborhood on the west side is making sure everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains what they're doing and how you can get involved.
As students leave school and go on Thanksgiving break, one local high school wanted to make sure that their students and families are fed over the holiday. And they went to their local community partners to make sure that happened.
We were thinking we probably have a lot of families that don't have the ability to do a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
A private school on the west side meant for low-income minority students. Providence Cristo Rey High School regularly works with local churches, second helpings to feed their students while in school. But over the holidays, they were concerned some families might not be able to provide that for their kids. So they're handing out full-blown Thanksgiving meals to nearly 60 students and their families who signed up, like Dale Illingworth, a parent, a wrestling coach, and a substitute teacher.
For me, it just takes a lot of burden off of providing, and we can relax more, I guess, like calming, no more anxiety.
Illingworth says it's not just about the meal, but showing that someone cares.
This is going to go a long way for a lot of those single-parent homes, even the dual-parent homes. Both the parents are working. And the funding is super low because a lot of them are either working minimum wage or barely making ends meet.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Well, Second Helpings also provides after-school snacks to Butler Lab Schools and Washington High School. If you'd like to receive assistance, you can go to secondhelpings.org. Click the We Want to Receive Meals button. Second Helpings also has 800 volunteers and at least 60 every day in the building to help prepare and deliver the food. And they're always taking more volunteers.
Heartbreaking news in high school football. Funeral arrangements are being made for a Southern Indiana high school coach who suffered a stroke during a game here in Indianapolis Friday. West Washington head coach Philip Bozeman died this afternoon, according to the school district. He is an organ donor. An honor walk will be held at St. Vincent Hospital in Indianapolis on Wednesday. He suffered the stroke during the first half of Friday night's game against Lutheran High School. At first, the school corporation said he suffered a minor stroke as a result of a blood clot, was doing well and expected to make a full recovery. On Saturday, he had complications that required brain surgery. On Sunday, the school said he was on a vent and not expected to survive. The funeral is tentatively set for Saturday.
The Colts are getting back to work today with an important stretch of games ahead of them.
But Week 13 starts with some tough news around the team's offense. Brad Brown is here with the latest on another crucial injury. Brad.
Mark and Amanda, the Colts find themselves playing from behind in the playoff conversation as we head into December. At least 10 different players have missed at least one game with an injury of some sort this season. Tight end Eric Ebron will be added to that list. In fact, he's going on injured reserve. A bad ankle is to blame for Ebron. He had played in all 11 games so far, but he had missed several practices off and on. It's another wrinkle for a Colts offense that has been able to make some big adjustments already. Jack Doyle and Mo Alley Cox will now become the primary tight end targets. Coach Frank Reich, in his Monday media conference call, said Ebron's ankle had not been a major issue so far.
There was nothing that was limiting him in practice. It didn't limit him in training camp. It didn't limit him in the season or for practice. And then the last week sometime, I don't know if it flared up in practice or if it was a result from a previous game, but that's really the first time that it was kind of flared up to the point where it affected him as far as practice.
Ebron just posted a letter to Colts fans on social media here within the last 90 minutes. Says he'd been managing the pain week to week, was hoping to push surgery to the off season. But now it's just become too much. Says he's anxious to begin the recovery process, though, to come back next season healthier and better than ever. The Colts signed tight end Ross Travis today to fill Ebron's spot. He played here in 2017. He missed 2018 with injury. Also spent some time with the Chiefs. It is a numbers game, though, with 5 weeks left in the season. When it comes to the playoffs, the Colts are going to need some help to get in. I'll talk about that coming up tonight on the News at 6.
All right, Brad, we'll see you next hour. Thank you. Much more ahead this hour on the Now Indy at 5:30. Making time in the hospital literally pay off for kids. The unique program that's rewarding them with cash and life lessons, too.
As important as pen and paper for the success of a teenager in the classroom. The school addressing the unique needs of teen girls and the challenge for school nurses.
And the wind is not strong now. It is mild. That's the good news. It's out of the south. We'll talk about when wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour will be common.
Down, 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 5. It's a problem impacting girls and young women across Indiana. School nurses cannot keep up with the demand for tampons and pads needed to keep girls in class. I visited Southport High School, where students say school is sometimes the only place they have access to items that are necessary for their health.
It's never a girl's fault that she has her period. It happens to everybody, and we sometimes don't know when it's going to happen. And just like school supplies being important, some families can't afford it.
Southport High School junior Destiny Murley has a lot on her plate as a 17-year-old. And like many teen girls, her period can become a source of anxiety.
Not knowing if I have the products or not is even more stressful.
Thankfully, Destiny and other girls and young women at Southport High can go to their nurse's office if they forget to bring extra pads or tampons to school, or if bringing them from home is not an option.
I know tampons and pads are very expensive, and I know some people can't afford it, and sometimes I can't afford it. So knowing that I can go down there and get free products is really nice.
For a girl in their period, having a clean pad is the same as having a notebook in class. It's essential to their learning to be able to have the supplies that they need.
As a nurse at Southport High, Bethany Mendez says the feminine products in her office might be the only ones the school's female students have access to. When young women don't have the feminine hygiene products they need, their education and health can suffer. But handing out extra tampons and pads to every student who needs them is not always an option for school nurses.
We do not have the funds to do that.
Just this school year, the Perry Township School District has given students 1,200 feminine products. The district's director of nursing services says those products come out of the same budget as all of their clinic supplies, things like thermometers, bandages, disinfectant wipes, and first aid kits. Stretching the budget to cover feminine hygiene products can be a challenge. That's where the group Project Period steps in to help.
She learned of a problem that some of the schools downtown were having. They were getting other items donated, but not pads and tampons. So we decided to start our own nonprofit. We had no experience, but we knew that it was something that these girls needed. It's a bigger problem than anyone could ever imagine.
And tonight on the News at 11, we look at this nonprofit that is making a difference in the lives of young girls. And we dig deeper into the problem and how this small group of Indianapolis women are taking it on to help our students.
Many of us no longer answer our phone when we see an unknown number calling, but what if your caller ID shows your cable provider on the line? Consumer reporter John Mattery shows why you need to be very careful answering that call so you don't waste your money.
If your cable bill has been sneaking up toward that $200 a month mark, you'd probably welcome any offer to lower it. But if the cable company calls you with a great new deal, one woman explains why you need to be very careful. Jackie Wilkinson's phone rang the other day. The cable company was showing on her caller ID, so Jackie picked up.
Our provider for internet, phone, and cable services.
In her case, it was Spectrum Cable. Other customers report calls from Comcast, Cox, Charter, Optimum, and others. The caller offered to help lower her bill.
Naturally, in this day and age, who doesn't want to save money? So I said yes, and he said, great. Tell me how much you're paying.
But that raised a red flag.
And these are questions that I would think Spectrum would already know. They can see your billing price right there.
When the man then told her she could save money by signing up for satellite TV, Jackie realized it was spoofing, where a fake number shows up on your caller ID. Scammers have been spoofing the phone numbers of the FBI and the IRS for several years now. It was only natural they'd start pretending to be your cable company. But the company recently sent out a warning to customers saying if an offer doesn't sound right, they may ask the representative on the phone to validate they are an employee by looking up their account number. Jackie just wants to warn others. If you see your cable company there, you think it's important.
Correct. The phone number appears on your phone, and everything seemed legitimate.
Just like with your electric bill or phone bill, your cable provider is not going to take the time to call you with an offer to lower it. So be wary and don't waste your money. Working for you, I'm John Matteries for RTV6.
Well, it's a Monday, the first day of a holiday week here, so a lot of people making travel plans.
I mean, if you're traveling today, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah, and you're asking yourself, should I go anywhere? Yeah. Right? I mean, we hit 58 today. 58 is great for this time of year. I love college campuses when you get these unusually warm temperatures. This is Butler there, and it looks like a corgi to me.
A corgi on the
Let's watch this. Oh, they cut away just as he made it to the fire hydrant.
And here's another little pup.
That was probably intentional. Look at that. He's done walking for a little bit, getting a little ride. So whatever it is, whether it was the Monon Trail or your neighborhood or Eagle Creek Park, Fort Bend, what a day is the best way to put it. I want to jump ahead for a second. We'll come back to tomorrow. But you see what happens is we get Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday's temperature will only briefly feel that mild in the morning. It will fall through the day. Thanksgiving, 43, the chance for rain minimal. And then on Friday, 40% chance of rain for all of you early shoppers. I just want to give you the big picture. If you are driving over the next couple of days, storm system will bring some snow. Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. For us, strong low pressure will move north and east, and when it does, it will really wind up, create strong winds. And you see all of these lines on the map. These are what we call isobars, or lines of equal pressure. And the tighter they're packed together, the stronger the wind will be. That's why we have a high wind watch as we go into Wednesday. It covers the entire state of Indiana. Wind gusts may approach 50 miles per hour and in some spots exceed 50. I think the strongest winds most likely in the northern third of the state. We're all in the 50s now. It's been a beautiful day. Just some mid to high level clouds, and that'll lead to a good looking sunset. Oh, look at Paisley. Paisley is maybe what, two or 3 pounces?
Oh.
That's what my daughter always used to say.
A little friend for Rory.
Yeah, just a pup there. Dorothy McClure sending that picture. And Paisley, welcome to the news. Don't go out on Wednesday, though, when the winds are so strong. It'll be a little harder to walk around. Temperatures in the 40s this evening. As we plan out your day tomorrow, here's the game plan. Clouds in the morning, rain showers developing in the afternoon. The wind will start to pick up a bit, but not nearly as windy as Wednesday. The south wind, that balloons our temperatures back into the mid-50s. It's really a race. How warm can we get before the clouds and showers take over? Mid-50s seems to be the good number for the day. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, rain around. I want to show you overnight into Wednesday morning. I stopped this at 3 a.m. This is a line of showers. Potentially, you'll hear some thunder there, and it's going to be windy and dependent of any thunderstorms. So if we have some additional winds from thunderstorms, could have an isolated severe storm, with the main threat being damaging wind, because 58 miles per hour is what makes a thunderstorm severe, and we're talking about non-thunderstorm winds that will gust to 50. There's your forecast. As we go into the weekend, another storm system coming our way. More rain, it looks like, could mix with or change to some snow before ending on Sunday. All in all, again, we're on the mild side. There's no Arctic air there. And so it's a win-win.
Good.
Perhaps.
Loving that.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin, for that. Hey, in just a few hours here on RTV6, the finale of this season's Dancing with the Stars competition. 3 women and 1 man will be vying for that coveted Mirror Ball trophy. Hannah Brown, Lauren Elena, Allie Brooke, and Kel Mitchell. It'll also be a reunion night because all 12 contestants who started the season will hit the dance floor. You can watch it all beginning at 8 o'clock right here on RTV6.
Bread or butter? We're not talking about food, but these turkeys with those names, why they're living in high style right now.
Hoosiers, only on RTV6.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and we're in day number 4 of the state's case in chief in the case of the state of Florida versus defendant Mark Sievers. He's being accused of hiring 2 hitmen to murder his wife. Dr. Teresa Sievers was 46 years old when she was beaten to death with a hammer in the couple's Fort Myers home. Her husband, Mark Sievers, was away with the couple's 2 daughters when Jimmy Ray Rogers and Curtis Wayne Wright went into the home and killed her. Rogers was convicted of of second-degree murder last month. Wright struck up an agreement with prosecutors, pleading guilty and agreeing to testify against both Rogers and Sievers in exchange for a 25-year prison sentence. If he is convicted, Mark Sievers could face the death penalty. As always, you can count on Court TV for gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Julie, thank you. 2 turkeys are living their best lives right now and will be given the opportunity to continue life on Earth and not end up on a Thanksgiving table.
Meat, bread, and butter. Their names were just revealed today, and now the voting is underway to see which one will receive the official pardon tomorrow from President Trump. The birds from North Carolina are staying at the 5-star Willard Hotel in Washington, D.C. until the big moment. That includes comfy beds for each bird and other items for their specific needs. Even though only one will get the official pardon, both will be spared. They will spend retirement at Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University.
Well, good. They both get off the hook.
Yes,
so
they should be okay.
If you'd like to vote on whether bread or butter receives the official pardon, go to whitehouse.gov/gobble.
That's always a fun one.
Right. All new at 6 p.m. here on RTV6. It's an option that's meant to ease any confusion, but some say the new Gender X IDs are only making things worse.
But first on the Now Indy, filling a need this holiday season, courtesy of the Indianapolis Colts. You're watching RTV6.